Trojan Sports Now.
The Trojan football team is at 500 with 2 games remaining. With the conference championship out of reach, getting to a bowl game is still in the picture because they've got 2 chances to get 1 win. While 7-5 looks better than 6-6, it's going to take one of the cleanest performances the Trojans have had all year in order to get a victory in Oxford. The Trojan football team will be taking on a 6-3 Ole Miss team this Saturday, but looking at the Rebels' schedule, their 3 losses are against current top 12 BCS teams. The Rebels are already bowl eligible, and that's what the Trojans are looking to lock up in the next 2 weeks.
They beat LSU. They're capable, very capable across the board, offensively, defensively, special teams, and so we've got our work cut out for us.
The Rebels have some of the top recruits from past years, including the Nimdichi brothers on defense. For the Trojans, one of the biggest keys in the game will be their ability to finish drives.
From the offensive side of the ball, just, put it in the end zone, find ways to sneak in the end zone. Last week we got down there a bunch and had to kick field goals, and this week that's not going to help us out, so we got to find ways to just sneak in the end zone. They're, all the 5-star and, the pretty, 6'5", 6'6", all those tall guys that are really good and probably have pro careers waiting ahead of them, so we just have to go down there and, hopefully outsmart them.
Another important aspect for Troy will be playing mistake-free ball when it comes to turnovers and penalties.
Our window, of messing up is very, very small against a team like this. They're a good football team. They're SEC, and, we're going to have to go make some stuff happen that's not supposed to.
The Trojans lost to Mississippi State earlier in the year, but have never faced the Rebels. Though the Trojans were out of the game early against the Bulldogs, Troy has been known to hang tough with SEC teams in the past.
We've played pretty well against some of the teams that we've faced in that slot over the years, so no reason why this team won't. I think this team will go give them all they got, and if that's good enough, it will be good enough. If it's not, then we'll move on to Texas State.
The Trojans and the Rebels will take the field Saturday morning for an early kickoff at 11 a.m. The game will be televised on ESPNU.
After a 1-1 start to the year, the men's basketball team will hit the road and look to do something that has never been done in program history. Troy travels to Birmingham Thursday night and takes on a UAB team they have yet to beat in 6 chances. The Blazers come in at 2-0, including a 79-76 win over Rutgers on Monday. And with a quick turnaround for both teams, head coach Phil Cunningham knows the importance of his players keeping their focus on the game.
But you've got to be disciplined as an athlete and take care of your body and get ready. And Coach Fletcher's been looking at UAB. I hadn't had a chance because I don't want to move forward. I always want to stay locked in on that next opponent. And we'll just get up early in the morning and start watching video on UAB and start getting ready for them. I know they brought a team in here last year and got after us pretty good. And so those guys remember that. But these guys, they're excited about the opportunity to go up there and play UAB on the road.
And Troy will return home next Tuesday as they face Nicholls State in Trojan Arena. That matchup begins at 7 o'clock.
The women's team will be back in action on the home court Friday, but you don't have to clear your calendar for Friday night. Instead, you can stop by on your lunch break. The Trojans will have a noon game against Tennessee State with free admission to all. The game is being played as a part of First Lady Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign, with all area elementary and high school students invited to attend. The Trojans will be looking to move to 3-0 for the first time since the 2005-2006 season, and head coach Shanda Rigby knows the more wins her team gets, the more contagious winning can become.
Feels great. It feels great. I mean, any coach would be happy to be 2-0 right now. In our situation, it's even sweeter. It's even better because both of these girls were with us last year and we fought through a lot. And we just kept, kind of wait. We feel like it's our time. It's our time, and we waited on it and prayed for it and hoped for it, and it's here now. The only thing better than being 2-0 is 3-0, so we got to get to work on Tennessee State.
Then next Tuesday, the Trojans will be back on the road as they head to Macon, Georgia to take on the Mercer Bears. These 2 teams met last season in Trojan Arena, and Troy fell just short in a 96-90 defeat. The team was in a 22-point hole in the second half, but fought back with a late run. The Trojans have the chance to get even on the Bears' home court Tuesday, and that game will begin at 6 o'clock.
Well, this weekend, Troy will look to wrap up its spot in the conference tournament as it heads to Georgia State on Friday. The Trojans and Panthers are battling for that last and final spot, and for Troy, it's win and you're in. Although there are still ways to lose and make it in, but to make it easy, the best way is just to win. Troy beat Georgia State earlier this year in a 4-set match in Troy. Sunday, Troy will face Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers lead the Sun Belt and have lost just 1 conference game this year. Troy was swept in 3 sets when Western came to Trojan Arena earlier in the season. And now it's time to take a look at the Trojans in the pros. DeMarcus Ware returned to the field against New Orleans Sunday night, and Ware was back to his old self with 3 tackles and a sack, but the Cowboys lost big to the Saints. Dallas is on a bye this week.
OCU Manura had 4 tackles on Sunday, but the Seahawks got the better of the bird battle. This week, Atlanta travels to Tampa Bay.
Jonathan Massaquoi had a season-high 4 tackles in the Falcons' loss to the Seahawks. Massaquoi now has 17 tackles on the year.
Leotis McKelvin had 3 tackles for the Bills on Sunday, but it was in a loss to the Steelers. McKelvin also returned 4 punts. This week, the Bills will have a chance to rest on their bye.
Drell Jernigan had 1 kickoff return for 19 yards as the Giants beat the Raiders and are now on a 3-game winning streak. The Giants play host to the Packers on Sunday.
And Steve McClendon had 1 tackle in the Steelers' win over the Bills. McClendon now has 26 tackles on the season and looks to add to that total Sunday against the Lions.
And that's all the time we have for Trojan Sports Now. You can watch us online at the Troy University YouTube page to catch anything you missed.
For Jonathan Sellers, I'm Danielle Percival. Thanks for watching, and as always,
go Trojans.
Trojan Sports Now.